speaking of the pink wave, no? Ito kasi yung parang common narrative because of the results in the senatorial at saka sa party list. Number 2 si Bam, number 5 si Kiko, pumasok yung ML, pumasok yung Akbayan. Is that really the case sa analysis mo, Alan? Na talagang nagkaroon ng resurgence ng pink wave? Or baka naman there's something else?
Well, the pink wave was always a base. I believe that it never waned. I believe that, in fact, meron tayong tinatawag na anchor of longing. Watch the Arnian do it again, right? Sumama kasi yung loob ng mga pinks na nag-attend ng lahat ng rally, na talagang poured their heart and soul, tinaya ang buong puso dun sa Lenny campaign, and who felt so crushed. Kasi that Lenny campaign was something else. That was really Camelot. Manalo, matalo, I think grudgingly, kahit hardcore Marcos or Duterte fanatic ka, you will have to grudgingly say, iba yung energy na na-generate ng Lenny campaign. So may anchor of longing pa rin. Parang, what's our next crusade? Ang mga pinks naghahanap ng crusade. So, I think that was a solid base. Pero definitely, wag naman tayo maglokohan na nag-benefit yan dun sa phenomenon na the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Kasi yung mga Marcos, pro-Marcos, binoto nila si Kiko at si Bam dahil ang perception kay Kiko at kay Bam, anti-Duterte. Yung mga Duterte naman, binoto si Kiko at si Bam dahil ang perception sa kanila, anti-Marcos. So, nag-benefit.
Okay. So, tama yung strategy nila na parang will stay in the middle during the campaign, di ba? They never describe themselves as opposition. Sinabi nila, issue-based kami, di ba? So, tama yung ganung positioning.
Issue-based talaga. Again, the time for it yung tinatawag ni Ronald Llamas na perfect storm, Nax. I will give credit. I will give the quote where I will credit the original the original source of that quote, no. Sabi ni Ronald Llamas, perfect storm. Tama siya. Kasi again, naka-benefit sila dun sa suya factor. So yung suya ang Pilipino. Marcos Duterte na lang ba? Araw-araw nag-aaway na lang yung mga yan, one-upmanship, ano bang may impeachment, meron dinala sa The Hague, merong pulburon video. It was just one after the other, love. So yung nasa gitna, nakakasuya. So they benefited from that. Number 2, again, and I've said this many times before, in this program, inabisuhan ko ang mga kandidato, stick to 5 core issues. Gut issues, tama na yung inspire messaging. Pag-usapan ninyo yung ADLs, acts of daily living, issues that affect acts of daily living. Aba, tama nga. Pati si Marcoleta nakapasok dahil ang pinag-usapan niya, kuryente.
Oo, yung pag kumukonsumo ka ng below 2,000.
Oo, so talagang lumalabas dito sa sa Senate. It was a protest vote, pero pragmatic vote din siya. Bumoto yung mga tao based on pragmatism.
So mukhang gumana yung JPE formula dito kay Marcoleta.
Absolutely. Diba? What a great formula that is. One that I'm intimately familiar with, by the way. One nail messaging.
Magaling yung
one nail messaging. Well, I will neither confirm nor deny, but that's what you call one nail messaging.
Talaga bang big surprise na nag-number 2 tong si Bam Aquino at pumasok si Kiko?
I was, okay, in all honesty, Senator Bam, Senator Kiko, magandang araw. Alam ko nanonood kayo. In all honesty, I expected Senator Bam. I had him at number 6. I thought he was going to finish number 6. Alam po ng mga kinauukulan na sincero po ako. Hindi po ako talking with the benefit of hindsight dahil madali magsalita pag nandiyan na di ba? Pero in all honesty po, I thought he was gonna finish 6. So, na nag-number 2 siya, yon, surprising sa akin yon. Nagulat ako doon. Senator Kiko, I was just being very, very honest. Akala ko, delikado siya sa 12th spot. Iniisip ko baka 50-50 to kung pasok o hindi. So the fact that he finished in the top 5, that was amazing, and congrats to the team, Tito George, Mishi. Good job.